we've got schools for miles and choices for every student.
A lot of times parents don't know how many great opportunities that we have in Duval County Public Schools.
Beginning with the School Choice Expo, we're highlighting some of the exciting programs and opportunities taking place in our district. From construction to coding and to cooking.
It's a very good experience.
This will be one jam-packed half hour. The award-winning Real School starts now.
They came by the thousands to pack the Prime Osborne and explore education, all at a one-stop shop dedicated to Duval. Thanks for joining us. I'm Will Nowak. We begin with Real School reporter Charlotte Rogers and the 2017 School Choice Expo.
Hey guys, looking for a school of the arts? We've got that. What about STEM, sports broadcasting, or career academies? We've got that too. From magnet to neighborhood schools, you name it, we've got it. We're up, and away, flying in the sky, and on the ground by remote control or by simulator. We're also putting out fires, building tracks, studying wildlife, and making music. With schools as far as the eye can see, the 2017 School Choice Expo boasted just about everything you can imagine, highlighting the exciting programs and opportunities taking place in our district every single day.
It's good. It gives me a lot of options, or for my child, a lot of options for him to look at hands-on.
Options is definitely the key word. For the fourth year in a row, district leaders have worked to make sure every school in the district is represented at the expo. Principals, teachers, and students are all on hand, ready to share information and answer questions.
Here, it's like, okay, I can go into the middle school section, and so I can check out this school, this school, this school, this, and get a maximum feedback, and really go home, sit down with my wife, and weigh the options.
The expo has quickly become a favorite district tradition. Why? Because it provides something a lot of parents and students say they're looking for.
That they can have like a first point of view what it's like.
True firsthand knowledge. It's not word of mouth. You can ask the questions that you want to ask. You can see the schools, you can see the programming that they have.
On top of showcasing our schools, we had fun, like live student performances. And for the first time, a School Choice Expo performance theater, playing original student films. And we can't forget our favorite furry friend. Our very own mascot, DJ, was on hand to greet students. Not to mention some of the other fun characters we spotted along the way.
I like to just look around and see what schools I get to go to.
So whether you're interested in robots, nursing, gaming, or junior ROTC, just know this, there's a school for you and your family.
Typically we live in a certain neighborhood, and so we only see one or two schools as we're driving around, so we may not be familiar with all the options that are available.
And the choices are endless.
When we come to the expo, we don't pull the children, we let the school pull the children. And if they see them doing something that they're interested in, we let them go up there and see just how interested they are in that school.
And guys, just about everything you need to know can be found in this guide. Find it in all important deadlines at duvalschools.org. For Real School, I'm Charlotte Rogers. Back to you.
It feels great. It means that we get to actually have better equipment, better supplies.
But I still feel the love specifically going towards us since they are donating so much money to this academy.
You can say the students in our next story are hitting the nail on the head. They're getting the tools they need to build a better future, thanks to new programs and new partnerships. Real School anchor Gracie Marsh has this story.
Will, that tool talk goes both ways, literally and figuratively. Let's start with a national company that's providing support, and a 6-figure boost. You're looking at video of a recent news conference at A. Philip Randolph Career Academies. It's where Interline Brands announced their partnership with the school. You may remember that last fall, APR was one of more than a dozen Duval schools that introduced new programs. It's now home to a construction academy that offers hands-on instruction in welding, plumbing, carpentry, electrical, and HVAC. Well, thanks to this partnership with Interline, students enjoy some neat perks. They'll have access to state-of-the-art career and technical books, new equipment, an invitation to Interline's annual trade show, and much more.
By partnering with Duval County Schools and the Construction Academy, we're going to work to expose students to a wide variety and array of trades and potential career paths.
And they're going to help you to better understand your value of you so that you can understand and bring and harness all of those good talents and skills and be a part of our great community.
The news conference ended with an official check presentation for $100,000. Nice! We can't wait to see what this investment yields. Here at Real School, we wanted to learn more about the new construction academy at APR. So, with camera in hand, we captured the sawing, the measuring, the drilling, and more importantly, the learning. Step by step and piece by piece, students in Joseph Stevens' carpentry class work to build a tiny house. But you can say their expectations are anything but. Through the new construction academy at A. Philip Randolph Career Academies, they're doing more than just building projects. They're building valuable experience.
I made a decision. My home school was Edward. I decided to come here. I saw an opportunity to get the necessary training I needed to get the type of job that I wanted when I got out of high school. And I signed up for construction.
And it's the prospect of landing a good job that's bringing students like Stefan Woods to the program. Instructors say there are a lot of well-paying opportunities available in skilled trades like construction. The problem? Not enough of those jobs are being filled because not enough workers measure up with the right qualifications.
Coming up very soon, a solid 1/3 of the industry is getting ready to retire. And there's so many other opportunities for young people these days, besides the building trades, that there's left a big void that needs to be filled.
District leaders are aware of that void, which is why they brought these new trade programs to APR. So whether it's construction or electrical,
all you need is a tape measure, nothing else.
We've been learning how to do the circuits. We've been learning rules for the construction sites and stuff.
Or it's welding, plumbing, or HVAC, the goal is to have students graduate with the certification and experience to get the job.
For me to be certified by 12th grade gives me a better chance and gives me longer time to get a better job.
Instructors say this program gives students options.
Not everybody's going to go to college, but it doesn't mean that you can't go to college.
They can either enter the workforce right after high school or work in the field as they pursue a degree.
These kids could have that opportunity to knock some time off an apprenticeship, which would put them out in the working force, making better wages faster.
No matter what, they'll be ahead of the curve with lessons going beyond the classroom and lasting a lifetime.
It's been very profitable for me and lucrative, and I've never been hungry because I've always had a skill.
Dr. Vitti says that the goal is to eventually link these trade programs to dual enrollment, meaning these students will also have a chance to earn college credit while still in high school. For Real School, I'm Gracie Marsh. Back to you.
Thanks, Gracie. The numbers are in, and it's official. Duval County is making history.
To stand in front of you for the 4th year in a row and announce an all-time high in graduation rate is particularly a proudful moment.
That's the news, straight from our superintendent at a recent news conference. According to data released by the state, our district is celebrating its highest federal graduation rate ever at 78.8%. But that's not all. Duval is officially at the top of the class among the state's 7 biggest districts when it comes to overall improvement. In fact, of the 21 traditional high schools, all of them either increased their graduation rate or maintained a rate higher than 95%. Here's some more good news. The district's African American graduation rate continues to increase. It's the highest among the big 7 school districts for the 2nd year in a row. To learn more about this year's rates, just visit duvalschools.org. From middle school to the university, in just one day, a group of students is getting a taste of higher education in a special event you'll only see on Real School. Reporter Patrick Glynn joins us now with more. Hey, Patrick.
Picture this. You're a student visiting Jacksonville University for the first time. When you get there, you're greeted by the JU president. Pretty neat, right? Well, we know some students who've experienced all of this and more. It's hands up and a show of school spirit. Go Dolphins! On this morning at Jacksonville University, it was a sea of green, white, and gold, but also of red and black. It's a big day for these middle school students.
We're young men in that we're like experiencing like higher level people.
They're all here as part of the 5,000 Role Models of Excellence project.
Well, we tell them they need to go to college, but what we fail to do is expose them to college. We have a university in our backyard that we must take more advantage of.
5,000 Role Models aims to pair young African American men with their mentors, as well as expose them to positive experiences. For this group, it means shadowing a group of young student athletes. Hence the name of the event, A Day in the Life of a JU Student Athlete.
Study hall, going to class, going to practice, and getting to see the day-to-days and the organizational structure of a student athlete.
You, all of you, this is your home.
First, students were greeted by Provost Dr. Donnie Horner.
These kids to be imprinted with, oh, that's what a college looks like. It's right here in my backyard. If they can envision themselves here and they have a heightened positive experience, chances is they're going to remember it, and that's what we want.
Then came JU President Dr. Tim Cost.
Great mix of all sorts of talents, students from all around the world, all genders, all colors. We're just thrilled to have you here today.
And I think the exciting part of this is to have a president of a university to say to us, come on out. And not only just come out, I'll be here to greet you.
Students even received small mementos to commemorate their visit, but we're pretty sure they're not going to forget this anytime soon.
It's definitely a humble experience. I want to inspire the kids to just walk the same vision I have. You know, as a small little kid, I didn't really have this kind of program to introduce me to the college life. So just to help the kids, inspire them to hopefully they want to become us one day.
We want everyone to have a great day today.
Finally, it was time to go to class with their assigned mentors to really see what it's like in their shoes.
See how they manage their time, see how they keep their grades up, so I know what it's like to be in college.
It's the kind of experience leaders say can change the course of these students' lives for better and for life.
Just think the value of these college young men who look like these sixth graders, who come from similar backgrounds as these sixth graders, who can say to them, start dreaming now. Now, in your dreaming, let's prepare.
And guys, I gotta say, it's been one busy year for the students of 5,000 Role Models. Check out these photos. Students met radio personality Tom Joyner at UNCF Luncheon, several attended the Tax Slayer Bowl in December, and I promise the list goes on. We can't wait to hear about what they're doing next. For Real School, I'm Patrick Lynn. Back to you, Will.
Thanks, Patrick. Next on Real School, in the gym or on a computer, it's Team DCPS for the win. After the break, we're revealing how the professional sports world is impacting our students with some game-winning plays. Whether they're taking the tech world by storm or breaking a sweat through fitness and fun, you don't want to miss it. Keep it here. Real School will be right back.
Well, you all know who I am. And yet you still ask me if I can pull a rabbit out of my hat. Well, you know, the truth is I'm not a magician. And I've seen some of the greatest magicians in the world, but I've never met a magician that can do magic. They just do tricks. They use these magic words that don't mean anything, but there are 3 magic words that will work in every aspect of your life. But you can't just say these words. You have to use these words. And they're very simple. I often give them to students all over the country. Most of the time I ask you to repeat them after me, but since I'm not there with you now, let me leave you with 3 of the most important words that you will ever use in your life. Read, read, read.
Welcome back to Real School. When it comes to STEM subjects, we've got a game plan. Take the ball and run. Real School reporter Alani Ellison is here with more on how one local football player is teaching students how to score big with new opportunities.
We're talking about plays as easy as a point and a click and strokes on a keyboard, and just like that, students are ready to kick off their future. It's not often that a Jacksonville Jaguar takes a seat next to our students, but here at the Museum of Science and History and at Northwestern Middle School, starting left tackle Kelvin Beecham made himself comfortable.
I thought that it was fun and I thought that it was an interesting lesson.
The purpose behind both of these visits, to help students learn to tackle the world of STEM.
I think it's important because a lot of times people just see a football player and they think, well, I can be that. Well, you can, but there's an opportunity where you can go pro in STEM and have abundance of opportunities.
By partnering with the school district, Beecham says he wants students to realize the opportunities that exist in STEM fields.
How many pixels she has to move across is what we have to figure out right now.
At this Hour of Code event at Mosh, students use computer coding to move Disney character Elsa across the ice. At Northwestern Middle School, it was moving Star Wars characters like BB-8 and R2-D2. Leaders say that by using relatable and modern examples, students will not only realize that STEM subjects are fun.
It can be boring if you want it to be boring, but football can be boring if you want it to be boring. So it's all the attitude and the mindset that you choose to associate with it.
But they'll also see that STEM is already all around them, and they too can find their passion in a variety of professions.
I think it would open up a lot of opportunities for people who were to go in those kind of fields, and it would take a lot of practice at a young age.
For many of the students we spoke to, this was the first time they ever tried coding.
If you think about coding, you think about computer science, you think about STEM, all you're doing is solving problems.
Now that they've given it a go,
you all have an opportunity of a lifetime. You all are the next generation.
They're ready to head into the educational end zone and score.
Because the earlier that they know about it, the earlier that they have awareness about it, the earlier they can make a decision about it.
One more cool fact, the Hour of Code was actually an international event. Similar events took place all over the world. For Real School, I'm Alani Ellison. Back to you.
Thanks, Alani. The winning streak continues at Mandarin Middle School. Students are getting into tip-top shape with the help of the NFL. We're joined by Real School anchor Courtney Sanders.
Well, if there was one thing you could do every day to change your life, would you do it? What you're about to see is a national campaign that believes just that. With just 60 minutes a day, you can lead a healthy and productive life. Maybe you've never used a hula hoop like this, or danced with the roar of the Jaguars. But no matter how these students are moving, the important thing to remember is that, well, they're moving. Welcome to Mandarin Middle School, home of the Hawks. But on this day, the school is also home to an NFL Play 60 workshop. They welcomed a very special guest, former Jacksonville Jaguar, Drayton Florence.
I'm here to explain the importance of eating a healthy, nutritious diet and also being active on a day-to-day basis.
What is NFL Play 60? It's a national youth health and fitness campaign aimed at fighting childhood obesity. The goal is for students to be active for at least 60 minutes a day.
Kids nowadays playing video games and not getting outside is a real big problem. Type 1 and type 2 diabetes has affected so many children today. So we're just encouraging kids to get out, be active, and eat a healthy diet so that they can enjoy the physical aspects of their life on a day-to-day basis.
That physical activity can be as simple as shooting a few hoops or tossing around a ball. Through a series of activities and demonstrations, organizers and partners are hoping these students walk away with some fresh ideas they can put into practice.
This event, we're obviously focused on the child, but the goal is that they take everything they learn home so that they can be a catalyst to make the changes they need in their lives.
But this event wasn't just about exercise. The Player Center for Child Health at Wolfson Children's Hospital came with a little show and tell. They spoke to students about the amount of sugar found in common beverages like soda and energy drinks.
So that they can see what they're actually putting into their body It's like if you don't put good fuel into a sports car, it's not going to run efficiently.
He makes a good point. Sounds like if students put in the work, mixed with the right amount of play, they'll be in tip-top shape.
The main goal is for those kids to go home and actually talk to their parents about it. And once they start talking to their parents, talking to their friends is going to come naturally.
According to the CDC, childhood obesity has more than doubled in children and quadrupled in adolescents in the last 30 years. Without a doubt, NFL Play 60 plays an important role in changing those stats. For Real School, I'm Courtney Sanders. Back to you, Will.
Thanks, Courtney. Coming up after the break, a story sure to tease your taste buds. We're talking about the 3rd annual food show, where students took on the role as taste testers. Keep watching to get all the delectable details. Plus, meet a teacher who's making the grade in the classroom with her creative approach to math. Join us as we go behind the scenes for this month's teacher feature. Don't change the channel. Real School will be right back.
Andrew Jackson High School strengthens its Tiger Pride as a new dedicated magnet school this fall. Students can accelerate through dual enrollment, advance computer skills in cybersecurity and gaming, or participate in unique sports-based programs focused on medicine, marketing, or broadcasting. Preparing our students for college, career, and life every day. For more, visit duvalschools.org.
A. Philip Randolph Academies of Technology is combining high school academics with career-ready skills. This fall, new trade programs in high-growth industries will be available for students, including welding, electrical, plumbing, carpentry, HVAC, and more, preparing our students for college, career, and life every day. For more information, visit duvalschools.org.
Welcome back to Real School. How does a helping of fresh fruit and veggies, a hearty main dish, and some snacks sound about now? Getting hungry yet? Those savory selections and much more were up for grabs at the 3rd annual food show at the Prime Osborne Convention Center. Dozens of food vendors served up samples as more than 1,000 students became taste testers for the day. Hosted by DCPS and Chartwells, the event allows students to provide feedback on what food items will appear on school menus next year. Leaders say their ultimate goal is to help students cultivate a taste for healthy eating habits.
We want to put as many fresh fruits and vegetables in front of the students as possible to help, develop their eating habits. So we want to really develop their habits at a young age so that will sustain them throughout their life.
By the way, every single food item served at this event met the USDA's guideline for school lunches. Tasty and healthy? Sign me up. For our final story, we introduce you to a math teacher whose formula for success includes much more than just multiplication and division. In today's teacher feature, here's her story in her own words.
Hi, my name is Taylor Treese, and I teach 3rd grade math at Atlantic Beach Elementary.
And what have we been finding the area of?
Well, I originally got my bachelor's from the University of Florida in marketing, and I went and I worked for a year, and I was a property manager at an apartment complex, and I dealt with some people who needed help, but I just thought maybe at a younger age someone could make a difference. And so I went back and got my master's, and I've been teaching ever since.
Find the centimeter side.
I think this curriculum is incredibly challenging for them, but I think they keep an open mind and they keep trying, and I think eventually they get it.
So how does it help us find the area?
I think when we put in the hard work and we make our lessons more fun and engaging, the students enjoy it more, so it's more fun to teach the next day. The more hands-on activities and the more breaking it down, the more they get it.
I would think a good teacher is someone that, one, can engage the students, and two, build relationships with them. She's a very calm teacher. She's very funny. The kids love her humor, and she kind of is like a big kid herself. She interacts with them in a way that maybe like a big sister would interact with them, but then also engages them when they don't even know that she's engaging them.
30-36, that's exactly right, Sawyer.
We saw tremendous progress in them last year. She had 2 math groups, math sections, and between the 2 groups, 95% of those kids were proficient, which means that they made a 3, 4, or 5 on the FSA, which is extremely difficult to do.
Got it?
Got it.
All right,
But I just think you build relationships with them, and I know everyone says it, but once they're your kids, they're your kids.
What were you saying, Zoe?
As a teacher, it's kind of our privilege to get to hang out with these people and kind of impart our wisdom. Not that we are perfect and everything we think and say and do is perfect, but we try to teach them the best we can, and that's one thing I like about our school is we focus on character, not just the academics. We're a leader in me school. So we talk a lot about leadership and taking responsibility and accountability, and I think that's a big part of helping them now is kind of building their character. And then the academics, of course, is important also, but who they are as people and letting them know that you can entrust adults and teachers. And I think if you can reach them when they're really little, it can change their whole attitude for the rest of their education.
That's it for this episode of Real School, but we'll be back with much more good news soon. Our next episode premieres Sunday, March 5th at 6 p.m., right here on the CW. Of course, you can always catch the latest by logging on to duvalschools.org. Till next time, thanks for watching and have a great day.
3, 2.
We're talking about
What you're about to see is a national campaign that believes that there's a little shiny thing like right in the middle of my words.
But it was so good. Okay, what did I say?
Top of the class among the state's 7 biggest districts. I keep on.
What about STEM? Okay. One more cool fact. The hour of code. I forgot. Okay.
Bluebirds.